All right, time now for an abbreviated Rants and Raves of the Week. And I'm going to start with you.
Well, I
Dane.
guess I'll have to talk faster.
No, that's right. I'm not going to
I have a rant for any media outlet who has referred to the alleged victim of Dennis Hastert, who we just learned about, somebody who died in 1995, as somebody who was involved in a sexual relationship with Hastert. The allegations are that this person was involved in this relationship with Hastert all 4 years that he was in high school, which would bring him down to about 14 years old. This is, again, it's only an allegation, but if we're going to talk about it, it's not an alleged sexual relationship. It's an alleged sexual assault. It's an alleged rape. The Associated Press, MSNBC, and Drudge so far have all referred to this as a sexual relationship. I think they're backing off, but...
All right, Joanna.
So I can be quick. This is a rave for In Touch magazine, celebrity gossip sheet, which has been aggressively fact-checking Fox News's pretty sympathetic interview with Megyn Kelly. She interviewed the Duggar family. They've been facing these accusations that their son was a child molester, molested his sisters and young girls in the household. And In Touch magazine has been on top of the story. They've been following up on the follow-up questions that Megyn Kelly didn't ask. They have done public records requests. They've been interviewing experts. They've been doing journalism.
Okay, but do they have a conclusion? I watched that Megyn Kelly stuff. I thought she was pretty tough.
I mean, I
thought she was good.
I thought that she asked a lot of questions that people would have wanted her to ask. I think she allowed them then to answer and then left it at that. And I think what In Touch did was sort of come back and say, well, here's a record that explains why their answer wasn't sufficient. So that's what I like.
All right, where are we going? Josh.
I have a rave for Andrew Jennings. Andrew Jennings is a 71-year-old investigative reporter in the UK. I had a wonderful opportunity to spend some time with him a few years ago. He is a cantankerous old man, a curmudgeon, and the model of what we need a lot of in investigative reporting and in journalism. He has been the man who has been putting his heel to the throat of FIFA, the International Soccer Federation, for over a decade. Everyone thought there was corruption in FIFA, but he was actually the person, through a series of documentaries he did in the UK and other reporting otherwise, was the person who really brought everything that happened last week. It started that process moving. And I just applaud someone who had an idea, who had the courage to think, I'm pretty sure I can get this done, who worked on it for so long and was finally able to see.
How did he get the data? How did he get the documents? Is there equivalence of FOIA there?
No, he's a variety of ways, but the biggest cache were leaked to him from an inside source inside FIFA, who provided the evidence that showed the money moving from bank account to bank account and showing essentially the bribes, what are alleged to be bribes, moving into the coffers of FIFA leaders.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And I've got a rave this week for the New York Times and the Washington Post. We've learned that both these newspapers are going to start sharing data with the reporters about how their stories perform online. And this is something that has been a little bit controversial, not traditionally done by newspapers and media companies, because the implication originally was that knowing such information could potentially taint the editorial process, that once we realize how many people look at stories at a given day, what types of stories really resonate with people, that all of a sudden we would sort of shift the newsroom in the direction of the things only that people like, and then sort of walk away from the traditional stories that the media has done. But digital-only outlets have been sharing this information with their newsrooms for a very long time now. It's something that we have access to at the lab. We can tell how many people are looking at our stories at any particular time. And I think that overall, as we've seen in the last several years in journalism, anything that gives reporters more information and offers more transparency about how their company works is a good thing.
Don't we know already, for instance, I check in every day in the Washington Post about that mansion murder. I want to know what's going on with the 4 people. They've only arrested 1 person. I mean, don't they know that's the kind of...
Well, there's sort of levels. There's knowing, and then there's people that sort of have a general sense of the idea. And usually it's only shared at sort of the editor level. This is something that the Times is going to roll out in several stages, first to editors and then to the whole entire staff. Again, there's been some implications in the past because some online outlets have offered bonuses to people depending on how their traffic has been. But quickly, Dean Baquet of the Times, the editor, wrote, and I think this is important, our editorial judgment always always comes first and prevails. Widening access to data is not about chasing clicks or keeping score on which article gets best read or deciding what to cover. There will be no traffic goals for desks or writers.
See that. All right.
The Times never runs any bogus trend
All right.
stories.
That is it for our show. Tell us what you think. Email us, tweet us, or leave a comment. We're always on at beatthepress.org.